Attention passionate Chicago, Bears fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago Bears fans. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, if you've been paying attention to what's been happening around the NFL lately, you already know that the landscape is shifting, especially in the NFC North, and the Chicago Bears are right in the middle of this storm. And no, I'm not just talking about the draft or free agency. I'm talking about a blockbuster trade that could redefine the Bears' defensive line, and consequently their entire season. This whisper among NFL insiders suggests that the Miami Dolphins, currently sitting at 2-5 and struggling defensively, are making a strategic move that could shake up the division and even influence the NFC playoff picture. Yes, the Dolphins are reportedly looking to send Jalen Phillips, one of their most explosive pass rushers, to the Bears in exchange for a first-round pick in 2026 and a third-round pick in 2025. Now, for those of you who follow the NFL closely, you know that Phillips is not just any edge rusher. At 26 years old, standing 6'6", and weighing around 263 pounds, he's an absolute nightmare for offensive lines. His PFF grade of 88.6 reflects his high-impact presence on the field. Since entering the league, he's accumulated 48 sacks and 132 QB hits, with a career sack rate of 20 sacks per game, which is nothing short of elite. His 2025 stats up to October: 8 sacks, 24 pressures, 3 forced fumbles, and a sack rate of 4.2%, show a player who's not only consistent but also explosive when healthy. And yes, Phillips has missed some time this season due to a knee injury in Week 2, causing him to sit out 2 games, but he came back strong in Week 6 with 5 sacks against the Patriots. That kind of performance clearly demonstrates his ability to impact a game, and it's exactly what the Bears need on their defensive front. Chicago's defensive line has been solid, but adding a player like Phillips could elevate their pass rush to a whole new level, especially considering his fit in the 4-3 scheme under head coach Matt Eberflus. Now, let's not forget that Phillips isn't just a one-trick pony. He's a versatile edge rusher who excels in twists, stunts, and run stops. His ability to generate pressures, averaging 1.6 per game, and his knack for forcing turnovers make him a perfect fit in Chicago's aggressive defensive philosophy. The Bears have already seen the impact of their young pass rushers like DeMarcus Walker, who has been a steady force, but pairing Walker with Phillips could create a lethal duo that offensive lines will truly fear. And that's exactly what Chicago needs if they want to climb back into playoff contention. But why would the Dolphins consider trading Phillips? Well, it's a combination of factors. Miami is currently struggling on defense, allowing an average of 26.8 points per game, and their pass rush has been inconsistent. Their defense, especially against the run, has been a problem, and their secondary has often been left exposed. Trading Phillips, a player with a hefty cap hit of around $16 million in 2026, would open up about $14 million in cap space, which they could then reinvest in other areas or use to acquire additional draft capital. The Dolphins are motivated to rebuild, especially considering their recent struggles with injuries. Chubb has missed 3 games with an ACL injury, and the overall performance of their offense, led by Tua Tagovailoa, who has seen his QBR decline to 83.6. Miami's motivation is clear. They want cap relief, they want draft picks, and they want to rebuild their roster with younger, more flexible pieces. The trade, if it happens, would give the Dolphins a financial boost and a chance to reset their team. But for the Bears, this isn't just about acquiring a talented pass rusher. It's about making a statement. It's about showing that they're serious contenders and willing to make bold moves to get there. Now, let's talk about what Phillips can do for the Bears on the field. His addition would complement Walker perfectly, creating a duo that offensive coordinators will have nightmares facing. Projected to combine for around 10 sacks this season, Phillips and Walker would give the Bears a dominant pass rush that could be a nightmare for even the best quarterbacks in the league. Chicago's defense, which currently allows around 22 points per game and ranks in the top 8 in points allowed, would see a significant boost in pressure and disruption. And that's not all. Phillips' presence would also force opposing quarterbacks into making quicker decisions, increasing the chances of turnovers and mistakes. Goff, for example, with a QBR of 88, would have to contend with double teams and constant pressure, making his job much more difficult. This kind of disruption is exactly what the Bears need to turn close games into wins and to build momentum as the season progresses. Looking at the bigger picture, this trade could have serious implications for the Bears' Super Bowl hopes. The latest odds, which sit at +10, 0 before the trade rumors, could improve significantly if Phillips joins the team. If they manage to develop him properly and integrate him into their scheme, they could see a boost of around 9 wins on their projected total, putting them into serious playoff contention. Imagine a Bears defense that's constantly harassing the quarterback, creating chaos similar to what the 49ers did with Nick Bosa in 2023, who amassed over 170 pressures. Phillips has the potential to be that kind of disruptive force. And let's not forget the history of players like Bosa or Chase Young, who have made immediate impacts after being traded or drafted high. Phillips, with his elite talent and proven production, could be that X factor that transforms the Bears' defense from good to great. His ability to generate pressures, combined with Walker's steady presence, could turn the Chicago pass rush into one of the most feared in the league, forcing offensive lines to double team and chip constantly, opening up opportunities for other defenders. The trade also sends a message to the rest of the league. The Bears are serious about contending. They're willing to make bold moves, invest in their defense, and take risks to chase a Super Bowl. With a revamped pass rush, the Bears could become a team that opponents fear every Sunday. Their odds of making a deep postseason run could improve dramatically, especially if Phillips continues his trajectory and stays healthy. And of course, the fans are buzzing with excitement. The city of Chicago, historically passionate about their team, is eager to see their defense take a leap forward. The possibility of adding someone like Phillips, who has already shown he can dominate at this level, fuels hope that this season could be different, that the Bears might finally rise from mediocrity and become genuine contenders once again. The defense is already trending upward, but with this kind of addition, they could become elite. Now turning to the Dolphins' side of the story, while they might be skeptical about trading Phillips because of injuries and the risk involved, they also understand that sometimes a strategic rebuild requires tough decisions. Moving a player like Phillips, especially when he's shown flashes of brilliance, is not easy, but it could pay off in the long run by freeing up cap space and acquiring draft capital. The Dolphins are in a bit of a crossroads right now, trying to balance between competing now and rebuilding for the future. At the end of the day, this potential trade is more than just a transaction. It's a statement. It's about the Bears signaling that they're not content with being middle of the pack. They want to be at the top, and they're willing to make bold moves to do it. Phillips could be the catalyst that ignites their pass rush, puts fear into opposing quarterbacks, and helps them climb into serious playoff contention. And for the fans, this is what we live for: the drama, the strategy, the hope that every move might lead to that elusive Super Bowl. The Bears have a rich history of legendary defenses, and with players like Phillips and Walker, they're trying to write a new chapter that could go down in history as one of the greatest. Keep watching because things are heating up and this story is far from over. And now, Chicago Bears fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you think the Bears should pull the trigger and make this trade? How do you envision Phillips fitting into the scheme? Are you excited about the potential for a top-tier pass rush? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Chicago Bears. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Chicago Bears news.